Hello, welcome to Mansfield MTG. Today we're going to be looking at an interesting matchup. It's a standard elf list versus a Gruul Aggro list. The standard elf list is blue-green with a little splash of red, and the Gruul Aggro list is just your basic green-red aggro creatures. Looks like we're going to get under the way. The elf deck's in the white sleeves, and the Gruul Aggro deck is in the red sleeves. Both the players are going to set their life totals to 20. The pilot for the elf deck is Nate, and the pilot for the Gruul Aggro deck is Sean. Looks like the players are checking out their hands, seeing if they want to keep or not. And both players will take a mulligan down to 6. The elf deck's a pretty cool deck to look at. Not many decks float around like it right now in standard. It's has very little removal. The only removal in it really is Devil's Play, which is what the red is for. It's a small splash, and usually the Devil's Play is a win con in itself and not used for removal, but you see it thrown around a little bit for removal. And Sean reveals his hand there with absolutely no lands, and looks like Nate doesn't have any lands either, so they're going to take another mulligan. Yeah, the Devil's Play is usually used for a win con in itself, but it can be used for quick speed removal, where the Gruul Aggro list runs some burn, but it's mostly you get to see the small drop green and red creatures with your lightning maulers and your burning tree emissaries, a couple rancors on top of that. It gets pretty crazy pretty fast. Alright, let's see if the players like their hands this time. Looks like Sean's going to keep, and I believe Nate's going to keep as well. Alright, we'll see who's going first here. Sean lays a mountain and passes his turn. Nate throws down a green, throws an Abundant Growth. Abundant Growth's important in this deck because it fixes your specificity and gets you that draw card. Sean drops red and calls turn quickly. Nate's got the Rootbound Crag, no 2-drop, calls turn. Sean misses a land drop on turn 3 and calls turn. Nate drops another Abundant Growth, gets that extra card draw, which is also important. Sean drops the Lightning Mauler, then calls turn with nothing to pair it to for the haste. Nate's mulling over his hand. Looks like he's going to use a Devil's Play to take out that Mauler. Like I was mentioning earlier, it can be used for the removal, but he must be in a pinch right now. Sean passes turn with no land drop, and Nate drops a Gyre Sage with no +1/+1 counters on yet. Alright, there's a nice play by Sean. It's a Burning Tree Emissary into a Flint Hoof Boar. He must have needed the green specificity, which he wasn't getting. Nate rips a land off the top. Let's see if he can do anything. That Burning Tree Emissary is pretty impressive. It's basically a free 2/2 body, which is great in any aggro deck. And Nate's just got a 1/2 defender on his side of the field. Alright, tapping 3 mana down. We'll see what he's going to drop. He's thinking about it. And he likes the Archdruid, looks like. And the Archdruid actually does not bump the Gyre Sage because as it enters, the Gyre Sage is already a 2/3 and does not get the evolve trigger off of it. See what Sean's doing over here? Drops a Madcap Skills on the Flint Hoof Boar, and that's going to be some copious damage coming in there. And Nate's just going to take it. Doesn't want to have to sacrifice any of his elves right now. That's a 6 damage going in right now, so Nate should be at 14. Right, Nate taps 2, 3, 4, 5 mana for a Thragtusk, so going back up 5 more life. Should put him at 19, I believe. And he's going to take the Evolve trigger off of Thragtusk. So now the Gyre Sage can tap for a green. Gyre Sage is better later game card. You don't get much use out of it early couple turns, but once you start dropping bombs, it gets bigger. Oh, there goes Sean, drops another Madcap Skills. Gets another +3/+0 and can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Let's see, Nate's deciding what he wants to do. And he's just going to take it. So that'll put him down from 19 to 10. And Sean's going to call turn. Let's see what Nate got. He's contemplating counting mana. There's 2 to his mana pool with the Archdruid. Mulling through his hand a little bit. He's going to tap, turn all of his mana sideways, if you will. 4 mana to his pool. And I think that's a Master Biomancer. Oh, no, that's a Prime Speaker Zangana. Coming into play with 5 +1/+1 counters. So he gets the Evolve trigger on the Gyre Sage and draws 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards equal to Prime Speaker's power. Just a great card in Elves where you get to reload your hand like that. And then you're not really overextending now because you got a full hand of cards. And you get a nice beater on the field. It's in 6/6 on the ground. Just an all-around solid card. And Sean's going to be staring down a wall next turn to try and get through. So Nate's going to tap 2 more mana. And he's going to bring down an Arbor Elf, 2 Arbor Elves. 2 Arbor Elves come down for Nate. So he's got a pretty overwhelming board position. Sean's only got 3 mana over there to work with. Sean might have to contemplate swinging in again. Staring down a lot of defensive forces now. Well, looks like he's just going to pass turn. Probably the smart decision in this case. Nate looks at his top card. Mulls through his hand a little bit. Looks like he's got a lot to choose from. Taps 4. And we see Call to Kindred come down, targeting. He's not sure what he's targeting yet. Looks like he's actually going to target the Thragtusk. It's a great combo in this deck because there's creatures that share the creature type with Thragtusk, which include Thragtusk and Craterhoof Behemoth, either of which would be a great addition to his board position right now. That's a great idea if he's already got board position to try and drop more beasts rather than elves at this point. So it looks like he's going to add 4 mana to his mana pool and drop a Master Biomancer, which will just make his stuff almost ridiculously big at this point. His elves are just getting crazy huge. Looks like he's going to add 2 mana to his mana pool for an Elvish Visionary. He's going to draw a card off the Visionary, and the Visionary is going to come in with 3 +1/+1 counters, and it's going to be a 4/4. It's going to be a 5/5 off the Elvish Archdruid bump. So this just goes to show how quickly this elf deck can get out of hand. And Nate's going to drop another free card, if you will, 2 mana, gets a draw card off of it, turns into a 5/5. Just an all-around good deal. So Nate's sitting pretty good. Not much Sean can do at this point with 3 mana on board. If he gets the mana, he might be able to Hellrider this turn, but that's probably not going to kill Nate. But yeah, he's just going to swing with the board at this point. Let's see how Nate wants to block. He's going to block with the Prime Speaker and the Elvish Visionary. Sean's probably just going to kill the Prime Speaker at this point, and he does. He's just going to get rid of that Prime Speaker. And at this point, Sean, there's not much that the Gruul Aggro deck can do unless he's holding. Well, even if he is holding Burn. Nate's taking his Call to Kindred trigger, and let's see what he gets. Gets a Thragtusk off the top of his deck. That's gonna enter with some +1/+1 counters. 3+1/+1 counters on the Thragtusk. Gains 5 life. And we'll see what else Nate can do this turn. Sean's not looking very good. Takes his draw phase. Sean's just got one Burning Tree Emissary for defense. Tapping 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana and drops the Craterhoof Behemoth. Comes into play with 3+1/+1 counters. And Nate's just gonna turn his creature sideways. And that'll be it for Sean, I believe. I don't think he has any tricks. Nate's going in. And yep, Sean's gonna take it all. So yep. That was Standard Elves versus Gruul Aggro. Thanks for watching. This is Mansfield MTG. Check out our YouTube page for more feature matchups and standard deck lists, modern deck lists, legacy deck lists. Thanks for watching.